let's talk about the Oscars.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the Oscars. So, as of the date that we recorded last week's podcast, the Oscars just happened, and we know that Will Smith has slapped Chris Rock across the mouth with the quote, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," end quote. So we know that happened. We were all speculating, was it fake? Was it real? And there's a ton of these videos up on YouTube. You can have your own opinions on it. If you have an opinion, let us know in the comments if it was real or fake. We're going to kind of re-dive into that because our opinions might have changed. But these are the reasons why the opinions are going to change a little. So Will Smith made an announcement and Chris Rock has made an announcement. Now, Chris Rock has made the announcement that he will not sue. He didn't apologize for the joke. That I will state this, he shouldn't have to. It's a joke.
I agree.
But he didn't apologize for the joke, but he did announce that he is not going to sue. And Will Smith apologized for what he did at the Oscars. Didn't apologize directly, as we know, just a public apology. He didn't apologize directly to Chris Rock for the exact reason on why he did it. He just said that he apologized for the actions he did and that it was not acceptable for what he ended up doing, and that he does not want people to respond that way. I'm not reading this fully off the quotes because I want this truly to be authentic of how we feel about the situation. I want to know how we will respond to it. So the thing is, we have Chris Rock saying he's not going to sue. Kind of strange, but okay. And then we have Will Smith making an apology with no one pushing his hand. What are the opinions on this? Because whenever this first happened, everyone was saying how real this is. But if it was so real, why wouldn't certain actions have happened? So, Joseph, how do you feel about the situation? Do you still think it's real, or is your opinion swayed now?
I'm still in the real camp, but I did see an image that has started to move the dial, which is somebody analyzed like the body language of the exact second before the attack lands, and you can see Chris, his eyes are shut, he's leading into it, he's gritting his teeth, almost like he knows it's happening, almost like he sees it coming. Now you could say, well, Will Smith is walking up to him, he's about to get in his personal space, you know, that might be enough time for him to I think he's gonna hit me.
But you wouldn't expect that from Will Smith.
You might have also expected that it was gonna be like a jokey hit, where he's like, "Okay, let me have it," and then Will Smith just like pop, you know, nothing actually hard, just like
whoa, okay, yeah.
So that's the piece of information that moved the dial, but I still think it's real. Now, as for my other opinions on this, you know, throughout the week, I'm dealing with other shit, but it's hard to avoid the story. It just comes up. And part of me started to develop sympathy for Chris Rock because he's doing very well. He's, like I said, he is of legendary status.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but when I was a kid, you know, in the day, like maybe 12, 13, somewhere around there, I had one of Chris Rock's specials on our computer back when like every we didn't have very many downloads, but every download was an achievement. So I would listen to Chris Rock's comedy special several times over while I was playing RuneScape, just to date myself there. And I forgot that I had that like connection to him, and that, you know, one of his albums was something that I listened to multiple times, and probably some of my comedy development came from that. So I just felt like the embarrassment and I'm trying to choose the best word that I can here, but the feeling of emasculation when you're struck by another man, you know, I guess a woman too, but that part's not the important part. It's being struck in front of everybody, and it has to feel emasculating to have to endure that. So That's where my sympathy for Chris Rock is. Last week I said that I was on Will Smith's side. I don't necessarily think there are sides per se at this point. It's not like I stopped being sympathetic for Will Smith, but I gained sympathy for Chris Rock that I didn't have last week. So that's it. And then as far as Will Smith goes, so I have a rule, and I've had this rule since I got into content creation 10 years ago, which is it's more for like our people who are like our colleagues, like back when I was doing a comedy podcast. So if you're a comedian in the room, you're fair game. Yeah. For like, joking and taking shots at each other, pot shots, not physical shots, but just, for the fun of it. If the comedian was out of the room, you're not fair game. Because I didn't want to create an environment where people were being spoken of in a way where they can't defend themselves. And that did not resonate with the rest of society. There's a couple of comedians who a few years later did that to me and slandered me pretty hard and did what I would consider character assassination and defamation. And it's been quite a few years, but it still stings. So I think one of the things that's unhealthy about society is that a person gets to a certain caliber and are touchable. Anybody can make fun of Will Smith because he's Will Smith. But he's still a human being, and he's still vulnerable, and I'm very concerned actually about what might happen with all of the other things that he's gone through building up to this point, and seeing like everybody make fun of him. At the Grammys, they were doing Will Smith jokes nonstop. One of the presenters comes up on stage wearing a helmet. LeVar Burton, of all, like, known for his portrayal of LeVar Burton in NBC's Community, took shots at like the most like wholesome guy makes a joke about him. And admittedly, I laughed pretty hard at the Ocarina of Time image where Will Smith is Link and he's slapping the lightning bolt back at Ganondorf. Zelda fans will get that one. But they've all seen it, so they all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So, all right, that was pretty goddamn funny. But I think there are some main things that really hold back society in a broad perspective. And one of them is this culture of bullying and attacking one another and taking and wearing away at each other for our own temporary gain. I'm very concerned that what could happen next can be pretty grim, pretty bad. So if anybody like myself wants to express support for Will Smith, I recommend you do. Yeah. Whether you're reaching out to him directly or his agent, say, I know you've been through a lot and I know that you're sorry, but here's why you've mattered to me. I watched that TV show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, every day after school for years. So Will Smith has Chris Rock, he's got some time logged. Will Smith has definitely got a lot of time logged as well. And it's really important for people to show their support, because if all he's getting is the negativity, I think things can get pretty bad. There's nothing. There's no human being on the planet that's immune from wanting to do something drastic. And the last thing I want to say is, once a person apologizes, forgiveness is something that people should show, and maybe that should be the time to like step away from attacking him through mockery and humor. It didn't bother me all that much when people would make fun of Trump, because he's Trump. Like, he doesn't apologize. He's apologized for one thing, and we don't know what that was. And I remember there was a joke where the guys were like, so Trump is what happens when a person is like voting for him is like being on a ledge and threatening to commit suicide. And then Hillary Clinton is them sending in your least favorite teacher from school to try to talk you out of it. That's a really, really funny joke. Yeah. And if a Trump joke is funny, I'll laugh. If it's not funny, then I will not laugh. I will. There's also a time and place. Other things. Yeah, and there's a time and place. But he's a caricature. He's protected by his own persona. So people aren't even attacking him. They're attacking that visage that he hides behind. Yeah. But even if they were going directly for the same guy that's at the dinner table with his family, it's just his persona. He doesn't apologize. He's an antagonist. He expects it, and he actually converts it into something useful for him. That's how he's able to save so much money and media coverage, because all he has to do is turn on the heat, and then everybody goes after him. I don't feel bad when people make fun of him, but he wants it. But when somebody has apologized, and even if it's like, it's a PR apology, we don't even know if he wrote the damn thing, but you know what? An apology is an apology. And it takes a lot of bravery to apologize, and it takes even more bravery to forgive and move forward. So
yeah,
I was just like, it was really hearing about the way he was treated at the Grammys. He wasn't there, but just all of the people using him as a butt of their joke, shame on them. I never really wanted to be a part of that industry, and I want to be a part of it even less as the days pass.
Yeah, that's a well way to put it. Charles, your opinion on the Will Smith and Chris Rock situation?
Personally, I get what Will Smith did. He was defending his wife, even if they do have the whole open relationship thing going on and everything. But I still wouldn't let freaking anybody say shit like that, whether they mean it as a joke or not. But my freaking girlfriend, I think freaking somebody says something like that, thinking I'm not only just freaking slapping him in the face, I'm freaking beating the shit out of him, even if it's on live television.
I'm trying not to make a joke from it, just because of the whole like Chris Rock situation. But yeah, no, I get that. Like, you're still gonna want to protect somebody, but if you were
also, apparently, from what I heard about what happened, Will Smith left the academy or whatever.
He did.
Yeah, he ended up leaving. But so the issue, not even the issue, the thing I have is everyone's kind of attacking Will Smith. People are saying all this stuff about Chris Rock. When it's all said and done, but there's no sides to pick. Both fucked up, but one fucked up worse than the other. They're both legends. I mean, they started in filmmaking in a time where we couldn't even accept a different skin color. And they were grinding and showing that they can do it. So, I mean, all in all, they are legends in our film world, in our history, and everything else. Like, they've done so much for charities and everything else. Like, you literally name it. What?
When Will Smith got into doing movies, he was still, I think, doing music, because he was a musician at one point. He was a rapper.
Well, that's where the Fresh Prince comes from. That was his music moniker.
Yep.
That's why the sitcom opened up with a rap, because he's a music artist, and so it transitioned into the sitcom by having him be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And he did songs for Men in Black.
Yep.
First two.
Well, because he was still in the rap area. But yeah, it's like, you look at them and they're both like big people. Like, you can't have like, well, he was in the right. Chris Rock made a joke. He was making jokes for everyone. Like, he was targeting multiple people. So it wasn't even like he was directing, like, he knew this would piss him off. So Chris Rock made a joke. If it wasn't fake, keyword wasn't staged, wasn't fake, wasn't any of that. Chris Rock made a joke, maybe too far, but should have just laughed it off, went behind stage. Will Smith should have said, yo, that wasn't cool. That was too far, dude.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like how I would do it.
So easy.
I would just, you never know until you're tested, right? But I just pictured myself being like, and not like in a threatening way, just like, no, cut, man. She ain't liking, man. She ain't liking it.
You look over, just being like,
yeah, that's it. That's better. Like the wrist twist. Like, hey, she ain't going for it, man. She ain't going for it.
Just stop, please. So, no, definitely get that. And then on the Will Smith side, I understand, like, it was such a big situation. That was on trending for like 3 days on YouTube. It has over 80 million views on it, and so many more from people reposting different clips of it. It has over 100 million views. I understand, like, use it. It gets clicks. It gets everything. But now the apologies are said and the actions are done. It's like, now as supporters of Chris Rock and Will Smith, and remind you, they're probably still good friends. Like, if it was staged and you have all this hate still going around, that's gonna affect it even worse, because now they did it to help the Grammys get fucking views for once. And now it's like, oh, cool, now everyone's hating on Will Smith, using him as the world's biggest meme and everything else.
Like, if it's revealed that it's fake, through like any kind of like official confirmation, that's a lot of goodwill lost by the audience.
A ton.
Yeah.
And
And a part of me would like to see the Oscars turn into a farce, though, where like it's just a total shit show next time. Like, I anticipate the ratings will be pretty good next year.
no matter what, I think it's gonna be great because they always step up. Like the one time there was on an award show at the CMA, someone was like, they're telling me to get off stage, but I'm not gonna do it. Everyone's like, yeah, and then like every year past that, now it's like they're telling me I'm running out of time, but I gotta say this. I'm like, God, dude, that already happened. That happened already. Just fucking let it go. And everyone starts cheering, being like, yeah, waste time. Don't let Karen Underwood have her moment. Woo! And I'm like, what the fuck? But it is what it is. But
Next year, I just expect someone to walk up on stage with a freaking airsoft pistol.
no.
Airsoft.
Clip that. Let's get in slow mo. We need to make sure that we have a who said it first moment. I think I said it first.
No,
I said it first. I said freaking.
You're the meme. You're the Will Smith. You're the Will Smith in this situation. Where's the Chris Rock? We're trying to figure this out. But he shot himself. Airsoft. I think like you said, Joseph, if you are a supporter of Will Smith, or you feel like you should back him, like even if you post an old photo of Will Smith or something like that, tag him in a post, let him know. Like remember, even if you're not the biggest Will Smith fan, but you're like, he might have been in the right or he was in the wrong, at least let him know, like, hey, dude, like, yeah, it sucked. Sorry for what happened there. Hopefully everything comes back. Just keep your head up, dude. Like, no matter how big you are, you always need to hear that. Everyone needs to hear that. Keep positivity in your life. Everyone needs to hear it. But that's kind of the situation with Chris Rock. Any final opinions on the Will Smith Chris Rock slam-a-gamma?
Actually, if anybody tries anything with Chris Rock again, he should just have figured a Fortnite gun with him.
Airsoft. Damn it. You got it first.
You're just deliberately going for the wrong ones.
I thought what would be funnier. That's where my comedic mind went.
Clear.
I got a whole box of these freaking toy guns not far from here.
Max out your credit cards, because we need to get like a ton of airsoft and a ton of Nerf guns. Get them painted, so we really have to play that game going.
Get a paintball gun in there. Mix things up.